Hey there, superfans! Today we're diving into the fascinating world of Superman films. From the classics to the upcoming 2025 release, we've got some incredible curiosities to share with you. We're talking about the Man of Steel, the last son of Krypton, the big blue boy scout himself. Superman's been punching bad guys and melting hearts on the big screen for decades, and we're gonna revisit all the cinematic kryptonite this franchise has kicked off. So buckle up, true believers, because we're about to take a chronological journey through the entire Superman movie catalog. We'll be talking about the highs, the lows, the capes, and the cowls. This is gonna be epic. We gotta start at the beginning, man, and for Superman on film, that's 1978. Richard Donner's Superman wasn't just a superhero movie, it was a goddamn cinematic event. This flick made everyone believe a man could fly, and it's all thanks to those groundbreaking special effects. Seriously, they were revolutionary for their time. Superman soaring over Metropolis, breathtaking. The destruction of Krypton, epic. And Christopher Reeve, man, he's Superman. That jawline, that presence, that ability to rock the hell out of a pair of tights and a cape. He owned the role. The movie's got heart, humor, and Lex Luthor throwing nukes around. What more could you ask for? Alright, so Superman 2, this one gets a little messy. Originally, Donner was supposed to direct both films back-to-back, but studio shenanigans led to him getting the boot. They brought in another director, Richard Lester, to finish the flick, and let's just say it lost some of its Donner magic. Don't get me wrong, Superman 2 is still a fun watch. The fight scenes are bigger, Zod is a fantastic villain, and that memory-wiping kiss? Bold move, Superman. But you can feel Donner's absence, and that's a damn shame. Thankfully, years later they released Superman 2, the Donner cut, which is closer to his original vision. Check that version out if you can, cats and kittens. Okay, here's where things get a little weird. Superman 3 decided to inject a whole lot of Richard Pryor into the mix, and it's a mixed bag to say the least. Pryor's a comedic legend, no doubt. But his brand of humor doesn't exactly mesh with the Superman mythos. We got Superman fighting a computer and turning evil thanks to some synthetic kryptonite. It's campy, it's goofy, and it's nowhere near as good as its predecessors. Look, I love a good Superman brawl as much as the next guy, but this one felt more like a misstep than a super feat. Oh boy, Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. This is the one where even Christopher Reeve's charm couldn't save it. The budget was slashed, the script was weak, and the special effects looked like they were done by a couple of dudes with a Commodore 64. It's got a good message though. Nuclear disarmament and all that. But the execution is just painful. Superman picking up a giant net full of weapons and chucking it into the sun? Come on, man. This was the final nail in the coffin for Reeve's Superman, and it left a bad taste in everyone's mouth for a long, long time. After a long break, Superman finally returned to the big screen in 2006 with Superman Returns. This one was a direct sequel to Superman 2, ignoring the events of the 3 and I Voy, thank God. Brandon Routh stepped into those iconic red boots and he did an admirable job. He looked and sounded the part, and the film itself had a very classic, nostalgic feel to it. It didn't quite capture the magic of the Donner films, but it was a respectful homage. Sadly, it didn't quite connect with audiences the way Warner Brothers had hoped, and plans for a sequel were scrapped. In 2013, director Zack Snyder rebooted the franchise with Man of Steel, giving us a darker, grittier take on the character. Henry Cavill donned the cape this time around, and he definitely looked the part. Muscular, brooding, and with a jawline that could cut diamonds, Cavill was a visually imposing Superman. The movie itself, well, it divided fans. Some loved the more realistic, action-packed approach, while others felt it lacked the heart and optimism of the classic Superman stories. That said, Man of Steel was a financial success, paving the way for a whole new DC cinematic universe. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Oh boy, here we go. This movie tried to cram a whole bunch of stuff into its runtime, introducing Ben Affleck's Batman, setting up the Justice League, and pitting two of the biggest superheroes of all time against each other. It was a lot, and it didn't always work. The movie was dark, brooding, and at times downright confusing. Plus, that whole Martha thing? Yeah, that didn't land as well as they thought it would. Despite the criticism, Batman v Superman made a ton of money, proving that people were still hungry for DC Comics on the big screen. 2017 brought us Justice League, the first big-screen team-up of DC's finest. The movie had a troubled production, with Zack Snyder stepping down due to a family tragedy, and Joss Whedon being brought in to finish it. The end result was, well, a bit of a mess. The tone was all over the place, the villain was forgettable, and Henry Cavill's Superman had a creepy CGI upper lip due to reshoot scheduling conflicts. Justice League was a critical and commercial disappointment, and it seemed like the DCEU was in trouble. But wait, there's more! After years of fan campaigns and online petitions, Zack Snyder's original vision for Justice League finally saw the light of day in 2021 with the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League. This 4-hour epic was a completely different beast than the theatrical cut. It was darker, more violent, and much closer to Snyder's original vision. While not a perfect film, Zack Snyder's Justice League was a testament to the power of fan communities and their ability to will a project into existence. So, what's next for Superman on the big screen? Well, a new Superman film is slated to hit theaters in 2025, and this time, it's gonna be a whole new ballgame. We're talking a new actor under the cape, rumors are swirling, a new creative team at the helm, and a fresh take on the Man of Steel's mythology. Details are scarce right now, but one thing's for sure. Superman is here to stay. He's a symbol of hope, of justice, and of the never-ending battle for truth. And those are themes that will always resonate with audiences. That's a wrap, folks. We hope you enjoyed this journey through the history of Superman films. We've seen some incredible highs and some truly cringeworthy lows, but through it all, Superman has endured. He's a symbol of hope, and we can't wait to see what the future holds for the Man of Steel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more super content. And be sure to let us know in the comments below which Superman film is your favorite and what you're hoping to see in the 2025 release. Until next time, keep it super.